We're with Judith Hitchman today from the Urgenci network, and interviewing women from Ripess Europe network for the 8th of March. Judith, could you introduce yourself in a few words, maybe?
Okay, so I was born in Ireland into a very multicultural family because my mother was Czech and my father was Austrian. I think in terms of gender perspective, it's worth saying that I'm incredibly privileged because I was the third generation or fourth generation of women to actually go to university. So I came from a very open-minded family as far as women's rights were concerned. And that was really a very key aspect. Also, I was involved in the women's movement in Ireland in the 1960s when it was founded as a civil rights movement. And that was a very important part of my life because it also coincided with a very deliberate choice to not get married because I would have lost all my civil rights, or at least half of them, which put me in a very difficult situation, I would say, in terms of social identity. For example, my elder son's father and I really wanted him to be registered in his father's name because he has a father. And it took us 3 months to find a law that would allow us to register the child in his father's name. And that was in 1972. So he was born in December 1972, and his birth certificate is dated March 1973.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Wow. Okay. And professionally, how would you, I mean, working in agroecology and in CSA, how would you see the role of women into these areas?
Okay, well, I would say if I take it in terms of Urgenci as a network, we have a very strong female leadership because, as well as me as president, I have a co-president who is Chinese, and she is also a young woman. My vice president, Isa Alvarez, is also a woman. And we have really good gender balance, possibly as many, if not more, women. Although in our international committee, we have a balance between producers and consumers, women and men. But altogether in agroecology, women are very, very present and very much as the men in positions of leadership at a global level. I would say that both community-supported agriculture and agroecology have such a strong female presence because of caring, which is a predominantly female characteristic, although many, many men are also caring. But caring for people, caring for the earth, for the environment, and for feeding people all goes together very strongly. What is really interesting is that the men in Urgenci and in agroecology, for the most part, are not patriarchal types of men.
Yes, it's a bit the same with Solidarity Economy Networks. We have, we're lucky, I would say. But and did you see a shift at some point through your career where women had more and more power and have been more decision makers?
Well, I haven't always worked in agroecology or food questions. So that really has been in the last 15 or 20 years. I think that globally there has been a progressive evolution. I think there is still a lot of ground to be won. There are a lot of struggles all over the world. I don't think that anything is a permanent thing that we can take for granted. I've never in my career felt any discrimination, but I must say that I worked essentially in freelance, self-employed sectors. So I made my own career, and I made it what I wanted it to be. I was fortunate in that respect. But, you know, always surrounded very much by women and always reaching out to support and bring other younger women along with me. But I think there is a change in attitude. I also think it's really important for younger women to know about the struggles of the older generations.
Exactly, yes, very true. We need to know where we come from.
Yeah.
And what has been done in order for us to where we are now.
Yeah, very much so. I mean, I have huge admiration for all the amazing young women that I meet and see around me who are doing really, really great work.
Great. Well, thank you very much, Judith.